David, the monster, Benavidez, against Zurdo Ramirez. So these two guys, they have a lot of history, yo. They have sparred in the past, many, many years ago. They each have gone on to have successful careers. Zurdo Ramirez in the cruiserweight and light heavy, which are not very talked about divisions. Last time Zurdo Ramirez tested defeat, he fought against Bivol at light heavy, I believe, and Bivol pretty handily beat him. It didn't seem like he struggled. It just seemed like Bivol didn't struggle. Zurdo Ramirez struggled a lot. Bivol threw a lot of combinations. He was in and out, in and out. His feet were way too fast for Zurdo Ramirez, and it was a very tough outing for him, yo. It was a very tough outing. Ever since then, yo, Ramirez has gone up in division to cruiserweight, and he's had a successful career so far there. He's had a couple of wins now, but David Benavidez, the monster, in the past few years, he's gone up since 168 to 175, and now he's gonna go up and fight Zurdo Ramirez again, yo. So it's gonna be a challenge, I guess you can say, for David Benavidez to see how well he handles that weight, you know, going up so fast, so quickly, and we'll just see how he handles the weight and see if it doesn't hurt his speed, which I think most of all for David Benavidez, his speed is like his primary advantage over all the fighters that he's fought. It's not so much the power, it's not so much his endurance, it's more his speed and his combinations what really fucks people up, you know. So due to that, since Bivol pretty handily beat Zurdo Ramirez with combinations and his feet, I think David Benavidez might be able to get him, yo. You got some. We have they know each other, you know. Like I said, this part years ago, but if you can tell right here, let me move my camera real quick. You can tell the size difference, yo. Look at the size difference. Look at Zurdo Ramirez. He's like bulkier, like around the midsection. He looks bigger. His head is bigger. He just looks bigger overall, you know. And David Benavidez there is wearing a jacket, so you know, Zurdo Ramirez for sure has the size advantage, yo. And I'm curious to see how David Benavidez is gonna handle Zurdo Ramirez's power coming back at him, and if he can move as swiftly as he does in the other divisions. Now David Benavidez doesn't have the best footwork per se. He doesn't surprise people with his movement like Lomachenko does or something like that. Zurdo Ramirez does though. Zurdo Ramirez can throw combinations while he's moving and move to the side, sidestep and things like that from a southpaw stance. So we'll see how David Benavidez handles that. I think he will struggle in the first couple rounds. Maybe the first 3 or 4, Zurdo Ramirez might get the best of him. But little by little, for sure, like always, David Benavidez is going to bring on the heat and the pressure. And I think he's going to be able to get Zurdo Ramirez out of there. I think he will be able to outlast him, I think. But like I said, Zurdo Ramirez, he's got some tricks in his bag, yo. He does. But both of these guys know each other. This picture right here, this one I'm showing on the screen right now, it's a very well-known picture from ES News. Shout out to him. Been watching him for years now. They used to spar a long time ago at the Brick House Boxing Club. You can tell Zurdo Ramirez there is a little bit more thin. He's a little more lean. They're about the same size in this picture back when they used to spar. I believe Benavidez has says that he's gotten the best of Zurdo Ramirez before and that he's hurt him before. So we'll see if he can hurt him now that Zurdo Ramirez is in the bigger division and David Benavidez is going to go into his division. And we'll see if he can walk the walk, because David Benavidez always talks the talk. And as far as right now, as we know, David Benavidez has backed it up. So we'll see about that. Here's another picture before we go on to the next topic. This is another picture from way before. You can tell David Benavidez here is a lot younger. He's a lot thinner. He actually looks like a teenager. He doesn't even look like an adult quite yet. And Zurdo Ramirez is a lot leaner than he is in this picture and a lot leaner than he is now. So you can tell the big difference here between the weights, the times, and the ages. These guys have known each other for a pretty long time, yo. So I wouldn't doubt that they go right into it since the beginning of the round. I don't think there'll be much of a feel-out process. I think these guys know each other pretty good, and they're just going to go right into it, yo. And I'm interested to see, you know, because both guys have probably developed quite a bit ever since, changed their styles, their endurance, their punch combinations. So we'll see what happens with that, yo.